Hi, everybody. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripecolor. Want to make sure the sound, yeah, it is. Okay. Um, this is the reading for November for the collective. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, press the bell for notifications. Everything is, I think I'm going to extend the sale until November 10th. Yeah, November 10th. I just made that decision. I'm going to New York November 1st through the 9th. So if I extend to the 10th, the more I sell, the more I don't have to take with me. Practicality. So the little message, like I'm sitting here and I'm just starting the videos, and I'm going to try to do a lot of videos before I leave. And so okay, start with November for the collective, great. And obviously somebody in the building decided to do construction, whatever. And I was like, okay, so what's the energy? I'm sitting and it's like, the energy is joy. It's like, really? Because, sometimes I think, well, I believe in spreading this message of love and joy and optimism. I really do. So, but sometimes, maybe I'm a little sugar coated or, like that. And what came was, it's a choice. It's a choice. That's what really came. What really came is, November can be lovely and joyous, or it could be other than that. So it's really a choice of, where's my head at? Am I choosing to see the joy? Am I choosing, when I say I mean you, or you, more than one you? Am I choosing to see the joy, or am I choosing to, climb around in luck? Like it's like that. It's like that. So that's interesting. That's little mini message. All right. Let's start November. Uno, dos, tres. Oh, okay. So we have the Eight of Wands. So the Eight of Wands a lot of times means swiftness. The Eight of Wands is one of the cards of swiftness traditionally, but it's also it's an eight. So eight is awareness. So eight is awareness, and awareness of one's passion, of one's instinct, of one's creativity, awareness of, I think things are going to be really clear. I think like the messages that you get and the opportunities and because sometimes, you're thinking about something, it's like, well, maybe I'll start a creative project, or maybe I'll start a business, or da da da. This is going to be really clear. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting real clarity. And I think the reason that it's clear is the 10 of Swords. So, you know what I just got? You're going to be really clear about where your allegiance is. You're going to be really clear about your allegiance to other people, their allegiance to you. Like what I'm getting is, you're going to really understand and get who's truly your friend, who's truly got your back, right? That's going to become very clear about like where you stand with people and where they stand with you. And it could also be a group of people, or like a business, or something's going to become very clear. And so the 10 of Swords to me is always the end of a way of thinking. And I think because these messages come through and maybe actions come through, it's like, oh, it's as clear as day now. It's as clear as day now. Because if you watch my other video that I did for the eclipse, words are really nice. Words are lovely. I love you, I love you, I love you. And oh, you're my best friend. And then it's like, can I borrow $200? Oh no, sorry, I'm really short. Action. It's the action that'll tell you. Words are really lovely. Action is where it's at. Okay. And I have the sun. So the sun is a really, really wonderful card. The sun is really a card of clarity, and it's a card of abundance, a card of joy, a card of nourishment. And I always understand the sun as this like spiritual nourishment, spiritual nourishment, um, something that feeds your soul in joy and abundance and creativity and happiness. So I sit every day in the sun, and I'm very aware that it's sunny like 95%. There are certain days it's like, but the sun eventually comes out. I've only had like two really overcast days all day here since I've been here, which has been like 7 months. I feel like the sun is like healing me, giving me information. That's the way I feel. I mean, I don't sit there forever, like 10, 15 minutes every day. Or I try. All right. So I think the sun is going to give you clarity and nourishment. And it's like, okay, this is who's washing my back. This is who holds my hand. This is who listens to me. This is who is there for me emotionally. And this is who isn't. Yeah. So I think that maybe this is what I'm really getting, certain energies and relationships and ways of thinking are going to come to an end, so that new ones can begin. Because this is like the wheel turning. It's the wheel turning, right? You can't stop the wheel from turning. It's like, you could sit in front of the clock and pretend it's 2 o'clock, and then it's 2:01 or 2:10. It's 2 o'clock. It's like, that's very nice, but it's 2:10. Yeah, I think this is going to free you up. I think this is going to free you up, like really finally letting go of things that don't work anymore, finally letting go of relationships that are unsatisfying will, ignite something new in you. It's almost like you made room. It's almost like there was a weed growing in the garden and you weeded the garden. And now it's like, oh, well, I can plant, roses, I can plant flowers, I can plant like a tree, I can leave it empty, I can put a fountain there, a chair. Yeah, it's all new. And it's also there's always this energy in this one. This is an opportunity to learn something. That's what I always feel like this. This is this opportunity to learn something, an opportunity to be the student, to, be in wonder about something new. Because there's this energy sometimes, today, there's this energy of wonder with him. I don't know why, but there is. More so than the other pages. Yeah. This is really interesting because I have 2 10s and the world. So I feel like there's this clearing out of things that, sometimes, let's say there's a piece of furniture in your house, right? I mean, this is not a good example. And the furniture is all new. But sometimes there's like a piece of furniture in your house and you've had it a really long time and it was useful for a while. Let's say it's a brake front. And I don't know, it's getting ratty. You don't really use it to store anything. You just put stuff on top of it. But if you clear it out, it's like, I could put a chair there. I could put a mirror there. I could put a lamp there. I could just leave it empty. I could hang a big painting there. And, it's just sort of been around and it's just like, oh, it's heavy and I need someone to help me carry it out. And then one day, you kind of wake up and say, I'm getting rid of this thing. I'm getting rid of this thing. And then all of a sudden you have this open space. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. It feels like you're clearing out some stuff that maybe has been hanging around. Maybe it's in your subconscious, right? And it's like, I'm clearing this out. Or it doesn't even mean, like, let's say it's a person in your family or your immediate thing, and you can't 100% clear them out. Maybe they're your next door neighbor or something. But they don't hold any sway. They don't hold any um like emotionally, you're like, whatever, do what you need to do, and I'll do what I need to do. I'll say hello, but I'm not going to really ask you how you are because I don't really care. It's like that. Yeah, because you've seen the truth. Because you this is the nine. So this one is really like there's this energy in this card. It's like I've seen the truth and I can't deny it anymore. I've seen the truth and I can't deny it anymore. And I'm not willing to like be sleepless. I'm no longer to be willing to be sleepless and worried and anxious, toward someone or something that just brings me anxiety and I don't get anything out of. Yeah, I'm on a new path. I'm on a new path. And and I feel like clearing out this energy or this, I don't know, worry or this anxiety or this obligation um, opens you up. Because look, I mean, I'm going to throw more, but look at this row. The sun, they're all suns, right? Like spirit offers you this opportunity to grow, right? And here, I never really read them like this, but today I am. And then the end of a way of thinking leads to new fertility, and you're done. You cleared out the garden, and here the message is clear as day about what's beginning and what's ending. Toward the promise being fulfilled. Very interesting. All right. I don't really usually do personal types of readings, but sometimes it just comes up like that. Yeah, it's a complete transformation. So, I've been talking about the death card a lot lately, and it's Scorpio season, so it's coming up. It's really interesting. Happy birthday, Scorpio. Um, and Sagittarius. Because it's the November reading. The death card is like so intense, but it's so how do I say it? It's like such a natural part of things. It's like a natural part of things that there are certain things that have to die so that others can live. And the death card, it's transformation and it's transmutation, and it's this energy of I don't even know who I was. I don't even know. I don't even recognize my life anymore. I dress differently. I speak differently. I think differently. I act differently because I've been transformed. There's this energy of like, the butterfly really, of or the phoenix. It like once the phoenix goes into the fire and is burnt to nothing, it comes up more magnificent, more colorful, more bright, stronger, more beautiful than ever. And it doesn't recognize the bird it was. It just doesn't even relate or understand. It's almost like it's a different species, right? It's almost like a different species. Like that's what the death card's about. It's like, well, I used to spend a lot of time doing this or that, or spending a lot of time with these people, or spending a lot of time thinking about or worrying about or putting effort toward whatever. And now it just doesn't interest me anymore. It just doesn't interest me anymore. It doesn't hold any um, anything. It's not like you're even like angry or you set it on fire. It's like, I don't know, it just doesn't interest me. It's kind of like when you're a kid, right? So you have a certain toy, you just outgrow it. You're not going to walk around with like the telephone on a. I just saw a kid a couple of days ago walking around with the telephone on the screen. Remember that one? It's like good for like 2, 3-year-old. They're walking around with their little telephone and whatever. It's all colorful. It's kind of cute. I think I had one. And then you get to be 4 or 5. It's like or 6 or whatever, and it's like that's for kids. Yeah, it was fun, but not fun anymore. A little bit like that. Yeah, toward joy, toward creativity, toward toward the muses, toward being inspired, toward being inspired. It's very interesting, like if I talk about that break from, right? And there are times where I've done this, I've said this sort of metaphor in the past. Let's say I have a bookshelf, right? And you have one whole shelf dedicated to woodworking because you were so totally into woodworking, right? So totally into it. You got all the tools and you have your whole thing and you built furniture and you built shelving and you helped people and you understood wood and now it's like, I don't know, like I built everything I really wanted to build and I have the knowledge now, so I don't really need these books. Maybe somebody else can use them. And so I'm going to empty this bookshelf and give the books away or donate them or give them to somebody who's interested or whatever. And I have this empty shelf on my bookshelf. And it's like, what do I want to do with that space? What, like the break front, like, what do I want to do with that space now that it's empty? Do I want to fill it right away? Do I want to think about what I want to fill it with? Do I want to utilize the space for, let's say it's a bookshelf. So maybe I want to put vases or, like little flowers or a stuffed animal, make it like, pretty. Like, because I'm not using the space and it looks really odd, empty. Or maybe I'll just leave it empty and see what naturally fills its way into there, right? What will naturally fill its way into there. Maybe you have a lot of company, right? So that break front, you get like those stackable tables that you could put there that'll be really useful. And then, you could also move them around somewhere else and still have this wall you could put a painting on or a mirror or maybe a different table or I don't know, a plant, two plants. And there's that. There's this energy of like, I don't know what I'm going to do with the space, and but it's really exciting to have the space. So, like here, I have two bedrooms, so I'm sleeping in one bedroom, and then I have another one, and it's like I don't really know what I'm going to do with this space. Am I going to Airbnb? Maybe. Am I going to make it into my YouTube place? Maybe. Am I going to make it into my art space? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Like that's right. It's like I don't know. It'll reveal itself as it does. Maybe I'll meet somebody here who's super cool that I really like, and they say, "Oh, I'm looking for a roommate." I'm like, "Well, then be my roommate." I don't know. Um, and that's what the wonder is. That's what the wonder is, and that's what this new beginning is, and that's what the death card is. It's like I don't really recognize what I can do with that space yet, but I will. And that's the thing. It's like, is it? Can I fill it with joy? Card of joy. Another three. You know, this is a very, very hopeful card. This is like a little mini wish come true. Like expect good things. Expect your ships to come in. Expect um, creative projects. Expect, like so your ships are coming in. So that means that, I like to think of it like, Astor, right? Standing at the dock waiting for all the money or waiting for all the fur or waiting for all the furniture because he had like a three-way and I think he imported stuff. Like there was never a time where the ship was empty. He took it, you know, the beaver furs to Europe, right? And then he got some stuff from Europe and I think it took to China. And then from China, he came back to the States bringing furniture or something. It's like there's no, right? Very efficient. So he's waiting for his gold coins. All right, and I'm going to throw a little bit more. Yeah, everything is changing. That came up with the eclipse also. Everything is changing. You've evolved. You know, it's on your side. And I have the world and the Wheel of Fortune. So the interesting thing about the world and the Wheel of Fortune, there's like a real thing here because they have all the fixed signs, right? So whenever the fixed signs show up, and you know, this is the November reading, which is Scorpio. This is like a permanent change. This is a permanent change. It's not like sometimes, you know, there's somebody in your life, right? And they're kind of a pain, and then you kind of like cut them out, and then they come back a year or two later and like, oh, well, you know, I'm sorry. And you're like, oh, it's okay. And then, you know, they keep, then, you know, 6 months later, they're doing the same thing, you know, borrowing money they're not going to pay back. You know, whatever it is, right? Whatever it is, taking stuff without asking, you, whatever. That could be physical or emotional, see? But this time it's done. This time it's really done. Yeah, and that's the healing. That's the healing. That's the gift. No more chaos. No more with the chaos. It's really a change in passion. A change in passion. Okay, I'm going to throw, I keep on throwing. Yeah, trust yourself, trust your thoughts, trust your intuition, trust your own thoughts and intuition, you know, because especially like this weird relationship thing, sometimes it's like, oh, I'm going to give in again. It's like, no, 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 because that's where the healing is. The healing is letting it go and then getting busy and working on what you want to work on and getting busy to learn something new, getting busy, physically busy, you know. And, you know, the thing is that it's interesting with this one. I always feel like he's alone, right? Even though he's the apprentice and the master, there's this energy of him being alone with spirit and working on what he wants to work on, what the craft or the energy that he wants to master. And it's very much a solo affair. It's very much a solo affair, and in a good way, in a really good way, you know. It's like I need my time to myself to do what I want to do to make, you know, it's almost like you're having your own time with your own spirit and your own time with God in order to like manifest something. It's a lovely, I really love that card. All right, I'm going to put those on the bottom. Hopefully everything will show up. Away we go. Yeah, it does. Good. All right, new messages coming through. The end of a way of thinking. Uh, abundance and clarity, a complete transformation, a change in passion, which is a gift toward joy, toward learning new things, creating new opportunities, the end of one story, the beginning of another, toward happiness, because you've seen the anxiety and you're willing to let it go through you. A new opportunity arises toward hope. Your luck has changed. You're trusting your own thoughts, which is yet another gift toward building something that gives you tremendous personal satisfaction, aligned with spirit. There was the light. That is my November reading. Blessings. All the by sign. It's available for everyone, but if you become a member at $2.99 a month, then you could watch it commercial free. I'm also going to attempt to do the first week in November while I'm here in Mexico, because I'll be in New York and won't have time. And I'm going to really try to do an eclipse reading on the 8th or thereabouts from New York. But I don't know what my schedule is going to be. And that promises to be very interesting. It is so on top of my chart, I can't even tell you. It is complete. I'm born on the 7th. So it is completely and utterly like it almost affects every single planet in my chart. So we'll see what happens. I'm ready for a transformation. I'm always ready for a transformation, especially these days. All right. Blessings to you. And please check out the website. November 10th is going to be the last day for sale on all the scarves, pocket squares, bags, etc., t-shirts. All right. Blessings.